Hello mga kawamat, sa video lesson na to, i-discuss natin how to illustrate the rejection region. Rejection region, also known as the critical region, is the set of all values of the test statistic that causes us to reject the null hypothesis. So again, tandaan natin na yung rejection region natin, tinatawag din nating critical region. The non-rejection region, also known as the acceptance region, is the set of all values of the test statistic that causes us to fail to reject the null hypothesis. Again, so kapag yung computed value natin, mamaya makikita nyo, nandun sa loob ng non-rejection region, ibig sabihin nun, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Pero kapag yung computed value natin ay nasa loob ng critical region or ng rejection region natin, ibig sabihin, we're going to reject the null hypothesis. The critical value is a point or a boundary on the test distribution that is compared to the test statistic. So, pag sinabi natin statistic, that is the measurement or quantity on the sample, di ba? Pinag-aralan natin yan, how to compute the parameter and statistic do sa previous video lesson natin. So, pwede nyo yung panoorin to determine if the null hypothesis would be rejected. So, for one-tailed test, so alam natin na kapag one-tailed test, it's either greater than or less than yung symbol na gagamitin natin. Tama? For one-tailed test or directional test less than, the critical region is at the left side of the acceptance region. So kung makikita nyo nga dito sa normal curve natin or dito sa graph natin, so kapag less than, it is a one-tailed test, and then yung critical region natin o yung rejection region natin ay nasa left side. Okay? So ibig sabihin simula dito, papunta doon, yan yung non-rejection region natin o tinatawag na acceptance region. So again, itong line na to, that is the critical value. Next, kapag greater than naman, then one-tailed test, the critical region is at the right side of the acceptance region. Again, for one-tailed test or directional test, tapos greater than yung symbol, yung critical region natin or yung rejection region natin ay nasa right side. Okay? So, nasa right side siya. Ibig sabihin, itong nandito, this is the non-rejection region or the acceptance region. And then, itong line na to, this is the critical value. Next, for two-tailed test, di ba na pag-aralan natin yung one-tailed versus two-tailed test sa bago yung video lesson na yon, yun yung topic, yung one-tailed test and two-tailed test. So doon makikita natin kung paano natin ma-determine ang isang situation kung one-tailed test or two-tailed test. So doon diniscuss, di ba, na kapag one-tailed test, so ang symbol na ginagamit natin is greater than and less than. Pero kapag two-tailed test, not equal. Okay? So, yung symbol na not equal, so, yan ang gagamitin natin. Ayan yung ginagamit para ma-identify natin na ito ay two-tailed test. So, ibig sabihin, the critical region is at the left and right side. So, in the both left and right side of the graph. So, itong part na to class, that is the critical region or the rejection region. Same dito sa right side. So, ito rin ay rejection region. And then ito, this is the acceptance region or the non-acceptance region. Alright? So, make sure na ma-differentiate nyo sila. No? Kasi malilito kayo kapag hindi nyo ma-determine kung ang isang problem ay one-tailed test siya or two-tailed test. Okay? So, it is a commonly used levels of significance at its corresponding critical values. So, madalas ito yung ginagamit. So, for level of significance, denoted as this symbol, alpha. Okay? So, alpha. So, ibig sabihin, if 0.05 and then one-tailed yan, again, kapag 0.05 then one-tailed, So the critical values is 1.645 or negative 1.645. Pero kapag two-tailed, it is a positive or negative 1.96. Pero kapag 0.01, again, kapag 0.01, pag one-tailed, it is a positive 2.33 or negative 2.33. Kapag sa two-tailed, it is a positive or negative 2.58. And for 0.01, pag yung level of significance natin is 0.01, in one-tailed test, it is positive 3.09 or negative 3.09. And for two-tailed test, this is a positive or negative 3.30. Okay, for example number 1. So, according to a survey, the average daily usage of social media worldwide of global internet users amount to 142 minutes per day. So, Sophia conducts her own survey among her 10 friends to find out their time spent on social media is significantly higher than the global survey. So, this problem is from the module in DepEd Commons. I think, gawa ng Region 4A, Calabarzon. So, this one, ito yung list ng 10 friends ni Sophia. So, before her survey, she formulated the following claims. So, yung unang claims niya, so alam natin na yung initial claim that is the null hypothesis, tama? The average daily usage of social media of her friends is the same as the global average usage. And then yung pangalawang claim niya, the average daily usage of social media of her friends is higher than the global average usage. So ito yung alternative hypothesis natin. So again, so kapag sa research naman, ang tinitest lagi dyan, yung null hypothesis natin. So this one, since yung alternative hypothesis natin, nandito yung higher than, so ibig sabihin, this situation or this problem is a one-tailed test. No? Malalaman natin na one-tailed test because sa alternative hypothesis natin, no? Kasi higher than, so that is greater than yung symbol na gagamitin. So, para makuha natin, so ano yung mga given sa problem na to? First, the population mean, which is given na dito sa problem, that is 142. And then the sample size is 10. Okay, the sample size is 10. And the sample mean is 152. So, paano natin kinocompute yung sample mean? So, ito, i-add lang natin to lahat, tapos divide it by 10. So, doon sa computing parameter and statistic na video lesson, diniscuss doon how to compute the population mean, population variance, and population standard deviation. At tinuro din doon how to compute the sample mean, sample variance, and sample standard deviation. So, yung sample standard deviation natin dito, so malalaman natin na sample standard deviation kasi yung gagamitin nating symbol is small letter s, is 19.855. So, kung hindi nyo alam how to compute the sample standard deviation, so makikita nyo yan dun sa video lesson na computing parameter and statistic. So, doon diniscuss. Or, ang gagawin nyo, so yung bawat isa, okay, ima-minus nyo sa computed sample mean, then naka-squared, hanggang sa makarating kayo dito sa 173. Then divide it by 9, kasi n minus 1 yun eh. So kung gusto nyo siyang balikan, so pwede nyo panoorin yung how to compute the sample mean and sample variance, sample standard deviation. So yung title ng video lesson is Computing the Parameter and Statistic. So, kasi baka magtanong kayo, paano nakuha yung 19.855? So, dito sa lesson na to, dapat ma-identify din natin kung what kind of test statistic yung gagamitin natin. So, ito ba yung say value ba or yung t value ba ang kukunin natin dito? So, sa tingin nyo, sa problem na to, unang yung titingnan dyan yung sample size. So, yung sample size natin is 10. So, less than 30 siya. And then, yung population standard deviation is unknown. Okay? So, yung sample size natin is less than 30 and then the population standard deviation natin is unknown. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin natin formula is yung sa t-distribution. So, to compute 'Di ba dun sa lesson na illustrating t-distribution, diniscuss yung formula doon. So alam natin na kapag ang sample size natin less than 30, ang gagamitin natin is yung sa t-distribution. So yung formula niyan, that is the sample mean minus the population mean divided by the sample standard deviation over square root of sample size. So ang gagawin lang, isa-substitute lang natin yung mga given values natin. So 152 minus 142 over 19.85 over square root of 10. So again, 152 minus 142 divided by 19.855 over square root of 10. So you can use your scientific calculator. So pwede kayong gumamit ng calculator. And then, para makuha natin yung computed t-value. And that is 1.593. So again, ang tawag natin dito sa nakuha natin is the computed t-value. So after natin makuha yung computed t-value class, isunod natin kunin is yung critical value. So paano natin makukuha yung critical value? So gagamitin natin yung t-distribution table. So gagamitin natin para makuha natin yung critical value. So yung critical value class, makukuha natin gamit yung degree of freedom. So yung degree of freedom natin is n-1, yung formula. Since yung sample size natin is 10, so 10 minus 1, the answer is 9. And then again, sabi ko na nga kanina, yung problem natin is a one-tailed test. At 5% level of significance. So, saan tayo titingin dito para makuha natin yung critical value? Sa one-tail. And then, 5% yan, so sa 0.05. So, ito yung one-tail natin. And this is 0.05. And then, after that, okay, itatapat natin. Hanapin natin yung 9 dito. So, ito yung 9. So, kung ano yung intersection nila, okay, dito, so yan yung critical value natin. So, ganyan gamitin yung t-distribution table. So, ang critical value natin is 1.833. So, after natin makuha yung computed t-value, and that is 1.593, and then yung critical value na 1.833, so pwede na natin sketch yung t-distribution curve para ma-label natin yung rejection region and non-rejection region. So makita rin natin kung nakapasok ba yung computed t-value natin sa rejection region or nandun siya sa part ng non-rejection region. Okay, so ito class, pwede nyo ito sa internet, merong mga pwedeng gamitin na libre. So, i-search nyo lang yung t-distribution calculator. So, hindi ko matandaan yung exact na ano. So, basta i-search nyo sa browser nyo yung t-distribution calculator or yung testing hypothesis calculator. So, pwede yun. Doon ko ito nakuha. So, makikita natin dito sa graph natin, no? So, as you can see in the t-distribution curve, yung red na to, ito, yung mark na to na red, that is the computed t-value, which is 1.593. Tapos, itong shaded region na yan, that is yung tinatawag nating rejection region. Again, so yung shaded region na to, tinatawag nating rejection region, and then yung hindi naka-shade, ibig sabihin, that is the non-rejection region. So, at itong blue na to, ito yung serve as boundary ng yung t-distribution curve natin. So, ito yung critical value natin na 1.833. So, again, yung yung computed t-value natin, itong naka-mark na red. So, as you can see, class, makikita natin na yung computed t-value natin nasa non-rejection region siya. Wala siya dito sa rejection region. Nandito siya sa non-rejection region or sa acceptance region natin. So dito, itong tatandaan nyo class, kapag yung computed value natin ay mas mababa sa critical value, yung computed value nyo niyan ay nasa non-rejection region. Again, kapag yung computed value natin ay mas mababa sa critical value, kasi yung computed value natin is 1.593. So, mas mababa siya sa critical value na 1.833. So kapag ganun daw class, yung critical value natin dyan, ay yung computed value natin ay nasa loob ng non-rejection region. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Na kapag sa non-rejection region tayo, ibig sabihin niyan class, kapag yung computed t-value na sa non-rejection region, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, ibig sabihin nun, accept the null hypothesis. Kasi we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, tingnan natin. So, dun sa first claim na niya, so yung null hypothesis niya, the average daily usage of her friends is the same as the global usage. And then, the alternative hypothesis niya is the average daily usage of her friends is higher than the global usage. So, ibig sabihin, the computed t-value is at the non-rejection region. So, makikita nyo. Anong ibig sabihin nito? We fail to reject the null hypothesis. Tatandaan nyo palagi, class. Kapag yung computed value ay less than sa critical value, maglilid yan na we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So, tandaan nyo yan. Next, a medical trial is conducted to test whether a certain drug reduces cholesterol level. Upon trial, the computed safe value of 2.715 lies in the rejection area. So, as you can see, ito ay safe value. So, ibig sabihin, normal curve to. So, makikita natin sa graph, okay, the safe value or the computed safe value is on the nasa loob siya ng rejection region natin. Ibig sabihin, ang computed value natin dyan ay greater than sa critical value. So, ito yung critical value natin. Okay? Ito yung computed Z value natin. So, makikita nyo na nasa loob siya ng rejection region. Ibig sabihin class, yung computed value natin ay mas mataas sa critical value. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? The certain drug is not effective in reducing cholesterol level by 60%. So, dito tayo. Di ba kanina, ang example number 1 natin, yung computed value natin ay less than sa critical value, kaya we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Dito naman, the computed value is greater than the critical value, kaya we reject the null hypothesis. So, i-reject natin yung null hypothesis, ibig sabihin, accept the alternative hypothesis. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? The certain drug is not effective in reducing cholesterol level by 60%. So, tandaan nyo class kapag yung computed value natin ay nasa loob ng rejection region, ibig sabihin yan, we reject the null hypothesis. Another example. Okay, we're going to sketch the rejection region of the test hypothesis with critical values of positive and negative 1.753. Since dalawa yung sign natin dito class, isang positive saka isang negative, it is a two-tailed test. Okay, so makikita natin yung isang critical region natin sa left side at yung isa sa right side. So it is a two-tailed test. So determine if the computed value is negative 1.52 lies in the region. So tingnan natin, makikita natin sa graph, okay? Sa t-distribution curve, makikita natin class na yung computed value ay nasaan? Nasa non-rejection region. So kung nasa non-rejection region siya, ibig sabihin niyan, the computed value is at non-rejection region, therefore we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, yun lang naman yung dapat yung tandaan sa lesson na to class. Kapag ang critical value ay yung computed value natin nasa labas ng rejection region natin, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. Pero kapag yung computed value natin nasa loob ng rejection region, ibig sabihin, we reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So, test yourself. So, illustrate the rejection region given the critical value and identify if the t-values lie in the acceptance region or rejection region. So, dito class, pwede nyong i-post nyo muna yung video sa kanyo i-play ulit. Okay, for number 1, the given t-value is 1.3, 1.8. Okay, again, the critical t-value is 1.318 and the computed t-value is 1.1. So, what do you think? The computed t-value ba ay nasa rejection region or sa non-rejection region or sa acceptance region, class? So una, i-graph nyo muna yan. Okay? I-graph nyo muna. Since positive ito, okay, positive yung computed value natin, so makikita natin yan sa right side. Okay, sa right side nung t-distribution curve natin. So as you can see nga sa graph natin, makikita natin yung red mark, which is yan yung computed t-value. Ibig sabihin na sa acceptance region siya. Wala siya sa rejection region. So therefore, ang sagot natin dito sa number 1, the t-value or the computed t-value is at the acceptance region. Okay, how about number 2? So kung ito yung graph ng number 2, ito yung t-distribution curve. So since negative yung computed t-value natin, so makikita natin yung rejection region natin sa left side ng t-distribution curve. So makikita natin na yung computed t-value natin ay nasa loob ng rejection region. So therefore, the computed t-value is at the rejection region. How about number 3? So dito pa lang, class, kahit wala yung graph, makikita nyo na agad eh. 'Di ba? Yun sabi ko sa inyo kanina, kapag mas mababa yung computed value sa critical value, nasa labas yan ng rejection regions. Ibig sabihin nasa acceptance region siya. Pero kapag mas mataas yung computed value sa critical value, ibig sabihin niyan nasa loob siya ng rejection region. So tingnan natin, apply natin dito. Yung computed value natin ay mas mataas sa critical value. So ibig sabihin nasa loob siya ng rejection region. Okay? Next. Okay, for number 4, okay? So, halimbawa, hindi nyo nakikita yung graph. So, given lang yan. Makikita natin na ang computed value natin is negative 1.134. So, ano sa tingin nyo? Mas mababa ba siya o mas mataas? What? So makikita natin na yung computed t-value natin ay mas mababa sa critical value natin. So therefore, makikita natin yung computed t-value natin at the acceptance region or dun sa non-rejection region natin. How about number 5? The computed t-value is negative 2.48 and then the critical value is negative 1.701. So makikita natin ito sa left side, no, nung normal sa t-distribution curve pala natin. Makikita natin dito sa left side. So therefore, since mababa ang computed t-value natin sa critical value, so the computed t-value is at the rejection region. Okay? Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button para updated kayo for more video tutorial. This is your guide in learning your math lesson, your Wow Math channel.